Back to our very voluble discussion about the future of pensions, tax, national insurance surcharges. Let's go to Cormac in Kennington. Afternoon, Cormac.
Simon, hello. How are you?
I'm all right, thanks. How are you?
I'm very good. Listen, thanks for taking my call. Over the last 4.5 years, it's the first time I've spoken to you. I've probably spoken to every other one of your colleagues at LBC as a Ukraine pundit. This is nothing to do about Ukraine. I've been rolling this over in my head all morning since I first heard it. I started off by saying, bloody hell, go away. We've worked hard all our lives. I've changed my mind. I'm 60. I'm coming up to 64, so I'll be state pension by the end of the decade.
So you're almost there, yep.
I'm almost there. And, I have friends from mid-20s upwards. I have professionals in their 40s, couples who can't get on the property ladder because it's so hard. So I'm in a great position, and there's many, many people my age. Can I just say, I hope I don't lose too many friends for doing this. But anyway, here goes. I'm in a great position for two reasons. One, me and my partner have worked our fingers to the bone for 40 years since we came to this country. Yeah, okay. But also, we benefit from the timing and, and when we bought our properties and, how they have, how much easier it was for us to buy a property 20, 30 years ago to kids now. So I thought about this. And I thought, there's got to be a little bit of fairness. And there's an awful lot of people. I'm not a massively wealthy man, but I'm comfortable. And I feel exceptionally fortunate. And there's lots of people in my age, my position, and there's some will be a lot wealthier. And, 50 grand, 50 grand. And most of us own our own properties at this stage. So if you're asking us to pay an extra 2%, on everything we earn over 50 grand, if I understand it correctly, I'll go for that.
It is fascinating to me, Cormac, that the vast majority of people do not take that view, although Sean has texted in to say, I don't see what the issue is. Paying 2% when earning over 50 grand without a mortgage should not be an issue. At the end of the day, it's the individual's responsibility to plan for their future. If a pension is struggling while earning over 50 grand, they have failed. I'm not sure I agree with that judgment, but what Sean was suggesting there, which is not, as I understand it, part of the proposed policy, is that you'd pay the 2% if you were earning over 50 grand without a mortgage. That's an interesting way to go, no?
Yes, it is. And I think of, and I'm not going to mention their names, I think of two of my best friends, married couple, both coming up to their 40th birthday with one young child, and both professionals, both earning good money, and they are struggling. They're renting at the moment. They're struggling to get on the property ladder. And this is not because they haven't worked as hard as I did or my partner did. It's because of pure luck of timing. And I think, look, this country is not in a great position at the moment, and it's not governments that sort problems out. It's people. Just as I say about Ukraine, it's not governments win wars, it's people win wars. It was the British people won the Second World War. Stop me going off on a tangent, please. But I think, we have... Look, I feel this very, very strongly. And as I said, Simon, I've been thinking about it all day. So, in a couple of years' time, 3 years' time, if... I don't know. It depends on how much I decide to keep working. I describe myself as semi-retired at the moment. Lucky guy that I am. Yeah, not just because of my hard work, as I will reiterate, because of a lot of good luck as well. And if I decide in 3 years' time that I want to keep working and making good money, and it goes over 50 grand, I'm very well aware of this because I do my tax returns every year. And then you'd pay an extra 2%.
Then you'd do it.
I'm happy to do it.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting, Cormac, and I've been thinking about this a lot as well, partly because of a conversation we had earlier in the week about student debt. You and I are of the same age, and thank you very much for the call. I went to university and it was all paid. for me by the taxpayer because we didn't pay university fees. I got a cost of living grant when I was a student because I was lucky. I was born in an era when the country was doing that. And, you know, when you come out the other end, and if you have the capacity to make those additional payments, I'm more in Cormac's camp. I should say that Sean, who texted in and said that he didn't see what the issue is. Sean is 33, says he's now planning for his retirement with investments because he is fully aware that a state pension will not exist for him.